I'm Tom from DIY Life Tech, and this is an answer to the question of why the Kindle Oasis is so expensive. So you can definitely get cheap e-readers out there. The Kindle Oasis is not that. It is definitely pricey. It's usually a few $100s for this device. And I think there's a couple of reasons why it is so pricey relative to the cheaper e-readers on the market. And the first one is the e-ink screen. So a lot of the cheaper e-readers you'll find out there are basically Android tablets, and they have a really inexpensive digital screen with pixels. This is different. This is actually e-ink, and it's literally little particles of ink under the screen that are moved around using electricity to form the words. So you're really reading ink, and that gives it all the nice properties of ink. For example, the resolution is super high. It's very crisp. It doesn't wash out in bright sunlight. It really is like reading a piece of paper. And it's about the resolution, a little higher than the resolution of newsprint, around the resolution of a paperback book. So it's quite good, and I think that's really one of the awesome features on the Kindle Oasis. But that e-ink screen is much more specialized than a cheap, low-resolution screen you get on a basic e-reader, and therefore the whole device is more expensive as a result of that. Another reason that it's expensive is that it's very miniaturized. So the surface is, again, about the size of a paperback book. But if you actually look at the thickness of this, it is super, super thin, particularly over towards the edge where you're going to be holding it. And miniaturizing all these electronics to fit them into this very small, extremely light package, lighter than a typical book, that's not easy to do, especially with very good battery life. Again, that excellent e-ink screen. Packing all that into this super compact package requires some excellent skill in miniaturization, and particularly getting a backlight in there. Makes it a little bit pricier and more difficult to produce this device. You've got a touch screen. It's a lot to pack into this little tiny package. And so, in charging more, I think they're basically making up for the higher hardware cost there. And the final factor I would say is, again, that backlight. So one of the cool features on the Kindle Oasis is that you can actually change the color temperature of the backlight. So you can make it warmer or you can make it cooler depending on what you like. So I can make this really bright bluish, or as I like it, a friendlier, cooler color. I like a 19 setting here, but you can even friendlier, warmer color. You can even go warmer if you want to and have more of a yellowish type of tinge to the light on the screen there. And that's a fairly advanced feature. That's not something that's available in the other Kindle devices, the ability to really customize the color temperature of that backlight. And again, I think that's a more advanced feature. It's their custom hardware, and definitely something that's going to add price to this. Also, just basic features like the ability to tie in with Wi-Fi, to download books from the Kindle store. You're paying a certain premium for it being an Amazon product there too. So definitely, some different factors involved there. I think just the compactness of the hardware, the e-ink screen, some of those advanced features like the adjustable backlight are going to drive up the price on this model. In my opinion, totally worth it. I've had really good experiences using my Kindle Oasis. I think it's going to hold up better than a cheap e-reader, less eye strain, just more enjoyable to read overall, certainly lighter to carry when you travel.